Throughout history, certain neighborhoods have gained notoriety for becoming unexpected hunting grounds, not for wild animals, but for human predators. These areas, seemingly ordinary, have been scarred by events that left an indelible mark on their communities. Today, we explore the eerie transformation of these neighborhoods, revealing the often silent history that shadows their streets. In late 19th and early 20th century London, the district of Whitechapel became synonymous with fear due to the infamous Jack the Ripper. This anonymous killer terrorized the East End, targeting vulnerable women. The streets, once bustling with life, turned into landscapes of dread as residents lived in constant fear of the unknown. Despite numerous investigations, Jack's identity remains a mystery, and Whitechapel's chilling legacy as a hunting ground persists in popular culture. Fast forward to the late 1970s in Los Angeles, California, where the Hillside Stranglers turned picturesque hillsides into arenas of terror. Kenneth Bianchi and Angelo Buono, cousins by blood, orchestrated a series of brutal murders that sent waves of horror through the city. The idyllic beauty of places like Glendale and Highland Park became overshadowed by their grisly acts, casting a long-lasting shadow on these communities. Moving across the Atlantic, we encounter the Soviet Union's Rostov Oblast during the late 20th century. The once quiet countryside was shaken by the gruesome acts of Andrei Chikatilo, infamously known as the Rostov Ripper. For over a decade, Chikatilo prowled the region, leaving locals in constant unease. Despite intense efforts by law enforcement, his cunning kept him a step ahead until his eventual capture in 1990. The Rostov Oblast, once an emblem of rural tranquility, had unwittingly been transformed into a perilous arena. Returning to the United States, we find ourselves in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in the late 1980s to early 1990s. This time, the hunter was Jeffrey Dahmer, whose disturbing crimes unfolded within his very own neighborhood. Seemingly unnoticed for years, Dahmer's actions brought unimaginable horror to his local community. The neighborhood of Oxford Apartments, once an unremarkable residential area, became a symbol of horror after his arrest in 1991. While these neighborhoods are infamous for their dark histories, they also serve as reminders of the resilience of communities. Despite the fear and trauma inflicted, these areas have moved forward, rebuilding and reclaiming their identities. They stand as cautionary tales, urging us to remain vigilant and compassionate, always aware of the social fabrics that can fray under secrecy and neglect. In conclusion, the transformation of neighborhoods into hunting grounds is a phenomenon that shocks and unsettles. Yet, it highlights a critical aspect of human nature: the capacity for both good and evil, and the resilience to rebuild and redefine. As we map these infamous areas, let us also map the stories of resilience and recovery, honoring the strength of communities that strive to reclaim their peace.